Welcome back to TC Talks. I'm going to be ranking and recapping NFL Wildcard Weekend. My version of R&R. I just want to say thank you for all the love and support on this channel. Let's go ahead and dive into my rankings, starting off with the Chargers taking on the Patriots. Now, this game almost came in the second to last instead of last, but I looked at what the Chargers did on offense, and I said, you know what? No, they don't have the level of decency to be second to worst. They're going to be the absolute worst. And Drake May and the Patriots, only 16 points when you're going up against a team that only scored 3. An overemphasis on the only 3 points when your defense gave up 9 points through 3 quarters against Drake May. Drake May, which should be the MVP, is an MVP level quarterback this season, and you're just going to squander that defensive performance. Absolutely pathetic, and on both ends. Pathetic on Justin Herbert for not capitalizing, and pathetic on Drake May, who's supposed to be the most valuable player, allegedly, potentially, hypothetically, and he goes out there and isn't able to do too much against this Chargers defense. Now, he did enough to win. Sure, I'll give him his flowers for that, but that's all the flowers he's going to get. He gets the daisies. He doesn't get the roses because 16 points. This is as easy as it's going to get. It's not going to get any better than this because you go up against the Bills, the Texans. That's going to get a lot harder to try to do something. And we'll see what they're able to do against the Texans in this upcoming week. But over and above all, I'm not impressed by either one of these teams. Then the third worst game, 2 teams that nobody wants to see in the playoffs anymore. The Chiefs light, if you will. Basically, Chiefs light and Chiefs knockoff. You got the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And both of these teams, how many times have we seen them in the playoffs? How many times have we seen them get bounced in the championship, in the Super Bowl? Nobody wants to see them anymore. I don't want to see them anymore. I'm a fan of Brock Purdy, but I don't need to see any more of Brock Purdy. I'm sorry, I just don't. He had a pretty good game this most recent week, but it wasn't anything spectacular. It wasn't anything flashy. The highlight of this game is the fact that A.J. Brown sucked. Like, that's about it. The low light is George Kittle getting hurt. I take it back. The highlight is Juwan Jennings calling back to his high school self and throwing a touchdown pass to Christian McCaffrey. That's the highlight. The low light stays the same. But over and above all, I don't care about either one of these teams. Honestly, have them both lose. That would be fine. Keep the Panthers, ditch the 49ers. That's what I would say. But you know what? I don't make the rules. Then, as much as I didn't want to put this game here, the top 3 of the weekend, I didn't want to make it the bottom 3 of the top 3. The bottom of the top 3, I mean. And that is the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Buffalo Bills. Now, this was a vintage Josh Allen game, and Trevor Lawrence, stepping up to the plate, had a phenomenal game, just not able to do enough when Josh Allen is in that mode. He had 3 total touchdowns in this game, 1 in the air, 2 on the ground, and this was just Josh Allen's game. And you could play phenomenal, and if you play perfect, and maybe you sneak away with the win here, Trevor Lawrence, but over and above all, you can't be disappointed from this team in this game or for this season. And while it's unfortunate it comes to a close, you got to give props to this team for all they were able to accomplish this year. Then at number 2, you had a surprise of the playoffs. Well, maybe not the surprise, but a big surprise of the playoffs. And I'm talking about none other than the Carolina Panthers going toe-to-toe with the Los Angeles Rams. Now, these 2 teams traded the lead I don't even know how many times, but it was electric to see Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers almost sneak away a win against Matthew Stafford, another MVP candidate, and this Rams team. But Matthew Stafford, the man, has a heart of ice because he said to his team after the Panthers were able to take the lead, he said, let's go take their hearts and stomp on them, or something so stone cold like that. So freaking cold. And he's, man, that guy, we have the man with the heart of ice taking on the Iceman in Chicago this upcoming Sunday. We'll talk about that a little bit more at the end. But oh my God, Matthew Stafford would take this team on a game-winning touchdown drive, and it's phenomenal. It was absolute cinema, to quote Pegasus. But either way, great game, phenomenal. But you get coming at number 2 because at number 1, You got the Chicago Bears taking on the Green Bay Packers. And the Packers, they came out swinging in this one, hitting the Chicago Bears in the lip, stopping them on fourth down, converting through the air. Jordan Love just dicing up Chicago, dropping FDRs like it was freaking Pearl Harbor. And I don't even know. I mean, it was ridiculous. The amount of bombs this man is just dropping on the Chicago Bears early on in this game. Then in the second half, Dennis Allen and this defense figure it out. They get something going in the right direction, and they're finally able to shut down Jordan Love. And they're finally able to start doing something on offense. They get a few field goals going into the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden, vintage Caleb Williams arrives. The Iceman cometh, and he does not have any mercy for these cheeseheads. He brings out his ice grater of justice, and he's able to absolutely destroy the Green Bay Packers, becoming the fourth team in NFL history to overcome a 15-point deficit in the fourth quarter in a playoff game. And two of the other three teams in this category went on to win the Super Bowl. So the Chicago Bears, they are in good company. And honestly, everybody's glazing Jordan Love. Oh, 4 touchdowns, 300 yards. Oh my God, he did everything. Yeah, he had a good game, but did he do everything? Was he perfect in any way? No. You want to criticize Caleb Williams for a 50% completion percentage? Half the guys in the league finished anywhere from 50 to 59 in completion percentage. Okay. Brock Purdy, Jalen Hurts, both the Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford and Bryce Young in the 50s. And then Jordan Love, 52% completion percentage. But I guess if he throws for 52%, that's enough. That's good enough. But Caleb Williams, he throws the same number of completions, just has 2 more incompletions, and all of a sudden it's a crime. Statistically, if Jordan Love threw 2 more passes, he would also have finished 25 of 48, so 1 more pass than Caleb Williams. But Caleb Williams and his terrible completion percentage, the highlight of this game for some people for some reason. So you can take that. You can turn that into some cheese, and I will give that to Caleb Williams to grate on live television, okay? Get that out of here. Nobody cares about that. And as Ben Johnson would say, FTP. But as I said, we talk about the upcoming game with Matthew Stafford, the man with the heart of ice, taking on the Iceman, Caleb Williams, and his amazing comeback, becoming the second Bear, or the first Bear, I should say, since Jim Harbaugh in the early 90s to beat the Packers twice in a season, I should say. Now he's going to be taking on Matthew Stafford and the Rams, and we're going to see what's happening in this game, because I really don't think the Chicago Bears can play a similar game like this and come away with a win. I just don't. But I do think this is going to be a good game. It's going to be a better game. And I do expect Chicago to take this the distance, kind of in the same way they were able to do against the 49ers. But those are all my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you agree with me that it's ridiculous that people are criticizing Caleb Williams for a 50% completion percentage, but absolutely glazing Jordan Love just like he's Bonnie Blue? Just like he's Bonnie Blue, and absolutely saying he did the most, he was the best, he was the perfect quarterback, but 2% less completion is terrible. I want to know what you guys think about that. Would you rank any of these games in different order? I know for the second and third best games, you could flip those back and forth, but I just had to go with Bryce Young and that Carolina Panthers team doing better. Until next time, see ya.